Norway. Waterfalls, island communities, great mountains that rise from the fjords. But it's also home to something else. 3 of the most famous selfie spots in the world. None can be reached easily, and each has chosen to test the mettle and the nerve of travellers brave enough to pose. Starting at the fishing town of Stavanger, you head north to the first one, Kjerag, where Henrik waits to advise visitors of the hike ahead.
Nobody is prepared if they come internationally. They don't think it's a hike like this. They come in ballerina shoes, they have moccasins on, they have sandals like today in the snow. I mean, it's kind of extreme.
The walk is a 5-hour round trip and begins with a steep chain-assisted ascent over rock into the mountain's interior. There's 3 main undulations, and as you near the top, there's usually a thick blanket of snow. You plough on until you reach the summit, and soon after, Kjerag's famous boulder.
Well, the reason why it's here is that 10,000 years ago it was all covered in ice, and this gigantic glacier pressed all these big rocks further towards the fjord, and this got stuck here between the 2 mountain sides.
Armed with a smartphone and as much courage as they can muster, one by one people attempt to sit or stand on the rock.
I was very, very scared, but I tried to block the fear getting onto it first, and then when I was on there getting off, that's when the fear came. It was definitely an adrenaline rush that you cannot get elsewhere, so it was a moment to remember for sure.
People adopt different styles, from shuffling over on their bottom to stepping boldly onto the rock. But the question is, why do it at all?
Because they look very courageous when they do so, and I think they are. It's quite scary. There's 1,000 meters drop underneath, so if you fall, you're not going to get over it.
But the danger doesn't put people off. Social media has made it an extreme selfie to get.
I know that most people that I talk to, they don't even care so much about the hike itself. It's for that one picture on the rock that I've seen in a brochure or on the internet or somewhere around the world. And they come from Malaysia, they come from Australia, New Zealand, everywhere.
And it's not just Kjerag they come for. From the car park, a road made up of 27 hairpin bends weaves down to Lisbotn, where you can take a ferry down the fjord to reach Prikstolen Fjellstu, the start of the walk to the next site, Pulpit Rock. Taking just 4 hours round trip, the path leads up through forests and out onto a rocky plateau. The weather can be changeable, even in summer, but out of the mist begins to emerge the glacially formed 25 by 25 metres square, which often swarms with people who stand, sit and lie down as close to the edge as they dare for that all-important photograph. Next up, by road and ferry, further north to the town of Odda, where you can begin an ascent of the final rock star, Trolltunga. Some walk the 12-hour round trip, but more exciting is to bike, hike, and then harness up to get ready to clip into the Via Ferrata for an exhilarating climb to the summit. Finally, with selfie stick in hand, you reach the showstopper, Trolltunga. But where did it get its name?
Trolltunga is troll's tongue, and that's because they say that trolls aren't allowed to be out in the daylight, and one particularly cocky troll decided to test that theory and stuck his tongue out at the sun, and then the sun came up and he turned to stone, and you see him, what remains of him, behind me.
It's not just trolls who can be cheeky, visitors can too.
We had a Bollywood movie, part of that done here, and it was some Japanese television program that had a jumping stick jumping up and down. It's been a lot of proposals up here, so there's some scary things that is not recommended.
So whether you decide to bear all on Trolltunga, to test your nerve with the ultimate selfie at Kjerag, or brave the sheer edges of Pulpit Rock, one thing's for certain: undertaking the mission to get to Norway's 3 most famous photo stops is an exhilarating adventure in itself, one where the journey is as exciting as the destination. So, you may come for the selfies, but you will leave with so much more than can ever be captured on camera.